Good evening, I'm Prasad Michael and you're watching Kini News, the show that brings you today's biggest stories. Health Director General Dr. Norisham Abdullah today urged Malaysians to stay at home if possible because that's the best way to break the COVID-19 infection chain. Malaysia reported 354 new COVID-19 cases today, with 70% of those cases detected in Sabah as a result of increased screening at 7 districts under lockdown. Today also saw a spike in the number of deaths from COVID-19 with 6 fatalities. There were also 2 imported cases involving a person returning from India and another from Oman. With 274 cases in Kedah, Selangor comes in second with 24 cases. Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya had 8 and 2 cases respectively. Meanwhile, there were 188 patients discharged today after recovering from COVID-19. This means there are currently 3,863 active cases.
We need the cooperation from the public, that is, to stay at home if possible. If the public stay at home, then the chances of the virus to infect another person will be less. So if you have to go out of your home, please adhere to the SOP. That is physical distancing, putting on a mask, and make sure that you wash your hand all the time. And more importantly, to avoid crowded places, avoid confined spaces. If you do that, we will break the chains of the COVID-19 infection because we do not give opportunity for the virus to spread.
Being in a conditional MCO area may not be so bad after all if you've got a wedding planned, and your invited guests will also be allowed to attend. Senior Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob has revealed that pre-planned weddings will be allowed to take place in areas under the Conditional Movement Control Order. According to Ismail Sabri, guests from outside the CMCO areas may also attend weddings simply by showing the invitation to police at roadblocks.
Di Mukim Kelang misalnya, Mukim Kelang. Kalau jemputan di dalam Mukim Kelang, senang, tidak ada isu. Tetapi kalau jemputan di luar daripada Mukim Kelang, misalnya mungkin daripada Kuala Lumpur untuk datang ke majlis tersebut, tentu mempunyai masalah dengan sekatan jalan raya. Jadi kita bersetuju supaya mereka yang daripada luar yang mendapat jemputan hanya perlu menunjukkan kad jemputan majlis kahwin untuk kebenaran masuk.
He said the National Security Council was aware that some in the CMCO areas had already planned for weddings and cancellations would be costly, hence the decision. However, wedding organisers will have to employ People's Volunteer Corps or RELA personnel who will monitor for compliance with Health Ministry guidelines to prevent the spread of COVID-19. 2 RELA personnel will have to be employed for ceremonies involving less than 100 participants and 3 for ceremonies between 100 and 300 participants. Ismail said existing rules for weddings nationwide under the recovery MCO phase, which covers physical distancing, wearing of masks, recording of body temperature and minimizing contact, will also apply. It has been over a decade since a mother began her journey to be reunited with her daughter, and soon the journey may include a 350-kilometer walk to Putrajaya. Frustrated by the lack of progress by the authorities after waiting for over a decade to be reunited with her daughter, M. Indira Gandhi is set to carry out a 12-day, 350-kilometer walk to Putrajaya next month to deliver a letter to Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin. Indira, who has been fighting to regain custody of her lost daughter, Prasanna Dixa, feels like they have no other choice.
I'm exhausted, knocking all the doors from ministers, naming I have been there, asking to retrieve my daughter, which even the IGP says he knows where she is. It is very saddening to know that I have to wait this long. It's already 11 years and I don't know how long do I have to wait just to see my daughter. She's already 12 years old. She was taken when she was only an 11 months baby. What I'm afraid is she might not even recognize me. She might even not know who am I. A mother who is crying for her for 11 years.
Indira Gandhi Action Team or INGAT chairperson Arun Dorasamy also echoed the frustration with the authorities.
Let us call the spade as a spade lah. See, enough of sugarcoating. It is really tiring, you know. And everyone's telling me, Arun, you cannot, is protected. Justice is not for the few. Justice is not for one group only. Justice must be across race and religion for every Malaysian.
Last month, Ingat called off a proposed hunger strike after IGP Abdul Hamid Badur agreed to meet with Indra. However, at the meeting at Bukit Aman, he was not present and sent a representative. Furthermore, Arun said the police have not responded to the attempts to follow up.
We like to give the enforcement officer last chance. Please return Prasanna to Indra by 15th of November. Failing to do that, failing to accomplish that, we are going on a justice walk starting from 21st of November, starting from Sungai Petani Kedah right up to Putrajaya.
Back in January, the IGP revealed that he knew the whereabouts of Indra's former husband, Muhammad Ridwan Abdullah, and urged him to surrender himself. However, the group isn't interested in Ridwan. Their focus is now on Prasanna.
Ingat is offering a $50,000 reward to anyone with the verifiable information on whereabouts Prasanna. So we've been receiving a lot of calls since yesterday. So we hope the information will start flowing in. Okay, we really want to track down Prasanna.
Cops have yet to detain Ridwan despite an arrest warrant from the federal court, who had taken the daughter Prasanna with him. Prasanna was an infant when her father, Ridwan, previously named K. Padmanathan, took her away in 2009 after converting to Islam. The CMCO in Klang appears to be going smoothly, with police even making it easier for locals to move around. Residents of Andalas and Bukit Tinggi in Klang, which is now under the Conditional Movement Control Order, will require a permission letter from the police to leave their respective areas. However, Selangor Police Chief Nur Azam Jamaluddin said in order to help the residents, the police will be making the process easier.
Adakah surat bajikan sudah memadai ataupun perlu juga pengesahan?
Kita perlu pengesahan polis lah. Kita kena cek juga sama ada ini betul atau tidak. Jadi itu taklah makan masa yang lama untuk buat benda ni.
Jadi kiranya pekerja-pekerja harus mendapatkan surat majikan dan juga pergi ke pejabat polis untuk mendapatkan pengesahan.
Jadi kita untuk memudahkan masyarakat kat sini. Jadi tak payahlah nak pergi ke balai polis kan. Jadi kita akan adakan servis kat sini juga lah.
Jadi mereka tidak perlu ke balai polis dan hanya boleh dapatkan pengesahan di sini.
Kita nak mudahkan. Kalau pergi ke balai polis ramai-ramai
betul
kan. Jadi kita akan memudahkanlah. Jadi pihak kami tengah memikir untuk adakan borang-borang ni dimuat dalam Facebook kami lah. Jadi dia boleh download lah.
Bukit Tinggi in Klang will see roadblocks at Persiaran Pegaga and Jalan Kim Chuan. There will also be road closures on Jalan Batu Unjur 9 and the entrance of the Ong King Chainsaw, as well as the entrance of the Wisfat Motorcycles shop. Taman Sri Andalas in Klang will also see a roadblock at the intersection of Jalan Tun Dr. Ismail, while road closures will be in front of the Aramiyah Mosque, Jalan Sri Siatan 41 and Jalan Sri Damak 53. Nur Azam advised the residents to cooperate with the police to curb the COVID-19 outbreak. Meanwhile, a CMCO has also been imposed on Kampong Kuantan, which is under the Klang Utara district. According to Klang Utara Police Chief Nurul Huda Muhammad Saleh, no permission letter is required for residents in other areas of Klang Utara to move around, as they are not under a conditional MCO. It's good news for all those who came into close contact with Minister Zulkifli Mohamad at University Science Islam Malaysia recently, but they're not out of the woods yet.
All University Science Islam Malaysia staff identified as close contacts of Religious Affairs Minister Zulkifli Mohamad Al-Bakri have tested negative for COVID-19. In a notice today, USIM's management said all of the staff who were at a recent event at a campus in Nilai, attended by Zulkifli, will continue to work from home and observe home quarantine until October 20th. They are expected to undergo a second screening to be determined by the Negeri Sembilan Health Office. The move came after Zulkifli, who had attended several events at the USIM campus, tested positive for the novel coronavirus. On Monday, Zulkifli confirmed that he was COVID-19 positive and called on those present at the events he had attended from September 24 to October 4 to undergo screening. Meanwhile, in a separate development, the prisons department has urged all parties to not politicize religious preacher Abid Liu's assistant to those under COVID-19 quarantine. This came after certain quarters took to social media to criticize the Home Affairs Ministry over its alleged failure to help the prisons department. Yesterday, Liu revealed that he had received a letter from the Pokok Sena prison in Kedah and the prison department headquarters and would extend his help to the prison community who are under quarantine. Among the items he donated included mattresses, pillows, towels, bed sheets, food and other essential items as well as 2,000 face shields. According to a statement by the department, it is said cooperation between it and NGO or individuals for a charity purposes were a norm.
Coming up next, if you've ever looked at a fish and thought it was relaxing, this next story may excite you. Aquarium yoga is now a thing in Hong Kong, but you're going to need a really big aquarium if you're going to try this at home. Against the vivid backdrop of a giant aquarium filled with sharks, manta rays and other aquatic life, a yoga group on Thursday performed side planks, chair poses and lunges, their arms outstretched to the ceiling. Hong Kong's cash-strapped Ocean Park has begun offering fitness activities such as yoga, meditation and dance classes to keep its flagging business afloat and offset deep losses due to the coronavirus restrictions that have battered tourism in the Asian financial hub.
I think it's a really calm, like as soon as you step into the aquarium and you see the fish, it's really calming, right? And you see the way that they're just moving in their own element and it kind of makes you feel at ease.
The 43-year-old theme park and Walt Disney's Hong Kong Disneyland have been shuttered for most of the year, only reopening in September. Both parks are mandated to operate at a maximum of half capacity and face masks remain compulsory.
To just, be able to see the fishes as you move, it's really nice to kind of be like, I'm one with them and I'm like in the water and I'm moving as fluidly as they are.
Ocean Park also said it would for the first time open hiking trails underneath its cable car ride, which overlooks the South China Sea. Air-conditioned tents will be available for those who want to camp and barbecue, it said. Prince William has launched a multi-million-dollar global prize aimed at solving some of the world's greatest environmental problems. Britain's Prince William has launched a new prize aimed at solving some of the world's greatest environmental problems. The Earth Short Prize will award 5 £1 million or 5.3 million ringgit prizes each year for the next 10 years. Entrants will be submitted in the categories of protecting and restoring nature, cleaner air, reviving oceans, waste reduction and climate change.
So we're looking roughly 50 solutions over the next 10 years that can really turn the tide and really change the way we deal and tackle with environmental challenges. Then it would have been a success and it would have been worth it.
The British royal family have been vocal campaigners on a host of environmental issues, and William feels it's his duty to continue that work to benefit future generations, including his own children.
So I really feel, from an emotional point of view as well, I think every parent, everyone wants to do the best for their children, and I think we have to have a decade of change, a decade of repairing the planet so that we can hand it on to the next generation and future generations and sustain the prosperity for their lives too.
Nominations open at the start of next month, and the first award ceremony is scheduled in the autumn next year. And that is all for me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'll be back with more next week, same time, same place. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching.